Fixing everything. I will never engage. Oh boy.
This video that I'm making right here, it's going to hopefully, I believe, the video that will hold myself, hold my community, and even my fellow content creators.
We're going full cinema mode with this one. I'm actually gonna watch this in its entirety because this could be good.
Accountable, right? I'm not speaking this with like any like dramatic flair. I'm not gonna say this to garner, rile up the mobs or like sympathy and everything. So this is my genuine thoughts and reflection after what is
you could tell he's being completely serious with how slow he's talking. And that's not me making fun of his accent or anything. He is obviously being very careful and very calculated with his words.
essentially like a very long night yesterday, right? I was like talking with like my friends, with Fei Xiao, right? And I actually went back to take a look at what essentially is like the cause of all these things that has been happening in like the past, I would say a couple of months, maybe even years. And I want to take a look back. I want to take a look back from day one all the way, right? I read through, I watched, I looked through my content all the way. I've come to realize that a lot of these things that happen in the space,
They're new.
reminds me of a scenario where if one person yells into the crowd, right?
Everyone starts yelling.
Everybody in the crowd would think that one person is crazy.
Oh, no.
But if two people, right, two person,
that's fair. He's
if
on
they were to yell back at one another, it doesn't really matter what the two of them are saying, right? The crowd would think that both of them are crazy at the same time.
Okay.
And I think that sort of made me realize that what happened yesterday and the day before and everything, you know, I went into the level of yelling back and trying to stand up for my content, trying to stand up for my community, and trying to stand up for my channel. And at the end of the day, it doesn't
That's fair. I
even mean
agree.
a goddamn thing. Because no matter how much I want to try and stand up for myself or the people around me, my community especially, people outside this place, they will still assume that, you know, why is this guy engaging again? Why is this guy trying to go back and get himself involved with drama and everything?
We gotta speed this up. We gotta speed this
back,
up, boys. I'm falling asleep over here.
You guys are absolutely right, you know? I shouldn't have done that. Because
holy shit. Hold on. He's cooking.
I know for a fact that my own content, for I think I would say 2 years, most of them, they do revolve around gameplay. I think I can speak to myself and my consciousness that every single game that I've been covering or I've been playing, be it Honkai Star Rail or like Zenless Zone Zero or the period of time when I was playing Warring Waves or even Genshin Impact, I'm somebody that built up my content based on the gameplay that I'm doing. I would never want to turn my channel into a content page that is trying to get involved with all of the reactions between all the different streamers, all the different war that's going on. And that was never ever my goal that I wanted to start stream, right? So you can see all these kind of things. I will ask myself, right, is this the reason why I wanted to start stream in the first place? Why I even begun my journey as a content creator since day one? Because I would never wake up one day and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to be a content creator. I'm going to be a streamer that goes around, farms drama, psychoanalyze, and that is going to be what I want my content to be. And that is going to be how I shape my community to be. And I let you guys down. Every single time I do a video something like this, it serves no purpose. It's meaningless. Even though if my intention, it was to basically get people outside my community to see, you know, people.
Now, this is great. I'm loving this. Now, he needs to show us within the next few weeks to months that he means this, right? All he has to do is have a really solid few months, and this will mean the absolute world to a lot of fucking people.
People like Santontes, it's beyond what I would want to deal with.
Is this another I will never engage video? That's exactly what I mean, Avery. It's like, this is a step in the right direction, but just making the video isn't enough. We need to see more growth and development.
And I would never want my channel to become something like that. And the moment I even want to respond to prove a point that, you know, yep, this guy has been on my ass for 4 months, and then he said I've been on his ass for 4 months, you know, he said I ruined his reputation by calling him a crowbar and everything. What it does, even if it proves the point, right? Even if like, okay, I got a W, you know, I prove that this guy is just like legit like crazy or whatever. At the end of the day, I wouldn't want a community that I've been fostering
Might need to tell him to his
to watch my
face.
content based on like, this kind of shit.
So I don't think I'm not that close to MrPokke to like do that, right? I would love to tell him face to face, but I don't think it's necessarily my place to do that. His chat is always instigating by sending links.
This
He always
shit,
click debate.
right?
That's fair.
I want to build my content based on these, you know, and I have been doing these things for like a very, very,
Does Pokke
very,
know how to
very,
disengage
very long
now?
time. And I would say like almost every single,
I think
a
most
very good
people in the
portion of
gacha
my
space
entire
don't know how
channel,
to disengage.
it is revolved around the gameplay, the guides, me enjoying myself, and my community enjoying me enjoying myself. You know, this includes all of my Oilers, all of my supporters, all of my viewers, or even my hate watchers, right?
Where are my Oilers? How come I don't have any Oilers? How do I sign up to the Oiler program? How do I do that? Because I notice a lot of these people have Oilers. Where do I get Oilers? How do I do that? Where do I get into the oil program at? Because I'm missing that, man. Every other stream has Oilers. Where are my Oilers? We broke? Yeah, I know, man.
No matter what, at the end of the day, I know that I want my channel to be something like this. I would hate it, right? I would hate it if it becomes something like this. We could literally farm this video back and forth for like
Can I make a fat
10
joke?
times,
Of course.
20 times, all right? Goodbye, never engage, goes back in, engage again, another drama comes up, you know, whether is it justified, whether I'm in the wrong, whether I'm in the right, whether they're in the wrong, whether they're in the right, apologies, whatever. It's not something that I want to make on my channel or base it upon, you know? It's draining, it's tiring, mentally, physically. It's literally a waste of my time.
You ate
It's
your
a waste of my
Oilers?
stream
True.
time. It's a waste of my community's time. And people that watch these, right? Like, for people that want to look at drama, great, you know? Everybody likes to see drama. You know, it gets you a lot more views, right? Look at it, you know, 58.
He's very clear. Yes, drama gets you a lot more views, and that's why we all sort of play into it and we all talk about it. That's part of the reason why I'm sure Saint is going full aggro lately, man. And you know what? Big W for MrPokke for actually saying the uncomfortable part out loud. Big character development there.
8,000 comment, 37,000 reviving DOG in 2025. You know, drama does get you views, but at the end of the day, I don't find any joy in doing this. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I literally lost almost 5 kg in 1 month because of all the shit that has been going through in the entire month of April. I mean, I got shredded though, right? I got hella fucking shredded. You know, maybe it's the dubs, maybe it's good, because my eating habits has been like all over the place. I will legit eat one time when I'm on stream, that's my dinner, and I'll eat before.
Right no metric? I have no idea.
Because my sleep schedule is so fucked up. It's messed up,
All
right? Like,
jokes are
especially
okay,
the whole
as long
tectone
as
thing that happened recently.
not
The whole
insulting
thing.
anyone, really. Yep,
It's very, very draining. And at the end of the day, it doesn't do anything for me on my channel or my branding, right? But, you know, I take this as a W, right? I calm myself down and, you know, I can get shredded, so maybe it is what it is. But, yeah, back to my point, right? It's my fault, man.
Damn, that makes me happy. 8 or 9 pounds, good.
I shouldn't have let my content or my branding or my streams and my community see this side that it is just not worth seeing. It's not worth engaging. And I hope that if you guys were to watch my channel and my content, it wouldn't be for a reason based on drama and everything. It will be because, you know, I want to enjoy my gameplay. I want to enjoy my time with my community and everything in between. All right. So yeah, I let you guys down, you know. It's my fault. It's my bad. I should have never engaged. I should never even think about engaging, because like I mentioned, right, if one crazy guy shouts in the crowd, people know that there's the crazy guy. But the moment two of the people shout back at one another, doesn't matter if one guy is right or one guy is wrong.
This is very big character development. It does come, I don't want to say it comes late, but it is still very good character development. I'm very proud of Pokke. And again, all we need to do is see a couple weeks to a couple months, and this is perfect.
Nobody cares, you know.
We don't get to see him do curse and Pokke anymore. We'll
for
probably see
everyone
stuff
around
like
you to look
that,
at
but we
these
won't
two
see like the
people
super
get into an
big
argument.
PvP.
And it shouldn't have happened. It reflects very badly on me, and I shouldn't have done that, you know. And it sort of brings me back to like one of the points on what I wanna even talk about this in the first place, right? I actually made a video
Both
yesterday night.
attack react to the same
I didn't
at
post
the
it
same time. Is that motherfucker copying
because
me?
I thought that it might not even be my place to post, since
Oh, he is
majority
watching
of the
it.
things
That's
it
funny.
was regarding, you know, Genazar and Sentonto, right? But I kind of just want to also
Made him a villain in so
show
many
why
places. If
I
that
would
made
never
him a
wanna make
villain,
my
that's fucking crazy
channel
to me, because that's like silly, like fun
end up
stuff.
becoming something like this. So you guys remember the clip that I said, you know, is I banned or whatever, right? Well, it turns out it's okay. But there's a reason why I felt so strongly about this whole thing. So if you want to take a look at it over here, right? This was Genazar's response to Santonta's so-called apology, all right? A little bit of a context. This apology, it happened in the middle of tectone basically saying, yeah, you fucked up. And I don't think you need to hear it from me. We can just go for it.
So first of all,
Okay.
I don't know if he's going to address this in a video or not, but apparently YouTube thinks I'm a pedophile now, so that's cool.
I really don't think Saint knows how rabid his community is. And which is kind of crazy to me, because Saint is the same person that has spent the last few months shitting on Poke and shitting on his community with how bad they are. And Saint's community is no fucking different. Saint's community and Poke's community are the same sides of both coins. That's that 100%.
He put this apology up on Twitter in the middle of Tectone's stream going over my video.
Yep.
Which is a very interesting coincidence, and I don't believe it's too far reading into this. He didn't put it before or anything. He put it in the middle, coincidentally, after Tectone was more taking my side through my things.
Oh, of course, because Saint realized that he fucked up. He didn't have Big Bad Techie on his side, who is usually going to come to his defense and come to his, maybe not necessarily defense, but come to his reasoning and like kind of like defend him.
Do I believe that this would have come out otherwise? I'm not so sure.
Saint would not have apologized on his own. I completely agree there. The only reason he apologized is because Techie was getting a little... Techie was 100% too easy on Saint. He explained the comment in the worst way possible and every way possible. He had no way to admit, I mean, I'm crazy. Oh, WT. Saint knew exactly what he was saying when he said that. He knew exactly what he was saying. There was no, he may not have wanted to be that way. You advised Tectone to copy strike me. No, but I told him how to do it. I didn't advise him to do it, but I just told him I would help him with it. Not that I advised him.
I mean, here's the reality. People are just going to call me a pedophile over the thing because of what he said. Him apologizing isn't going to change them from doing that. Like, that's the thing. It isn't. Like, it's not going to fix it.
Yep.
Right? I don't believe that this is really a sincere apology. I acknowledge that this is an apology. I don't really accept it that much. And, you know, I don't have to accept it. He doesn't have to accept mine either. I just believe that, like, I mean, what you did was fucked up. I'm going to be real with you. Like, the fact that none of your friends even were publicly taking your side on this, and you not only double downed, you triple downed it on a stream. You said it on stream, then you basically enforced it on Twitter, and then on another stream, you basically defended it again. Then to just come out with this in the middle of essentially my video being reviewed by Tectone, where he's essentially saying what you're doing isn't right, and then you drop this tweet in the middle, and then everyone spams his chat linking it. Like, how do you think I'm going to take it? Like, you have to look at it from other people's perspectives, right?
Yep.
And from my perspective.
And the crazy part is that this is done in the Gotcha Police. This isn't even necessarily on his own. He didn't make his own tweet about it. And I understand it originated from this, but you would think he would also put it on his own channel, on his own Twitter post. If Saint keeps going with this behavior and his hard drama farming, eventually nobody will talk to him anymore and just outcast from the community. I completely agree. And I think Saint is okay with that.
About how I would see it, right? Just realistically, I don't think it's too crazy to see it this way, that it's like, what a coincidence, right before that part of my video is addressed on Tectone stream, this comes out pre-apologizing for that. It, like, think about how I would see that, right? So that's how I feel about it. But the thing is, you know, whatever. You also don't apologize for essentially comparing me to a wife beater, which is an interesting thing to say, which it wasn't even an analogy. You just compared me to a wife beater.
Which is interesting because why would he even call him a wife beater? That's like the most crazy thing to even do. Why would he call him a wife beater? I don't understand. Like, what? That makes zero sense.
Which was a crazy thing to say as well. Obviously, I'd rather people say that I'm a wife beater than a pedophile, but...
Hold on. I'm seeing something here that I have to...
Shit coming out from mouth every other day. There's nothing fucking right in your left brain, nothing fucking left in your right brain, and you still want to pretend you got a brain. You fucking want to go after my country, insinuate other people, it's like what, call them pedophiles, and then you cry that you got marriage report. Now who's fucking fault? Your parents never teach you manners, huh? Absolutely embarrassing.
Hold on.
You want to fucking post your fucking podcast, right? Absolutely. You know what's embarrassing? Huh? Your performance in the hologram tournament cheating.
You gonna defend the white beater because it wasn't towards Jenna? I don't think that's true.
Damn, bro! Damn! Pokke hates that dude's ass. Okay. That aside.
Holy shit. Anyway, here's a sub.
Whatever. It was towards the chatter. Does anyone have the clip of the wife beater thing? I would love to look at it. I would love to look at it like a 1-to-1 because I've only heard that it was specifically towards Jenna and I've never heard anything otherwise. It's against TOS to watch a banned person's content on stream. I don't think that's necessarily true. It's against TOS to have them on your stream, but I'm pretty sure you could still watch like their YouTube stuff. I'm almost positive of that.
I mean, who would be happy about either of those? Right? That's kind of like, okay. Like, I think
thanks, Zion.
all of this completely overstepped the line to such an unbelievable degree. And Look, I hate to say it this way, but if you didn't make this apology about this, like, you were basically backed into a corner and you had to. Because if you didn't, like people were pretty against what you said, bro. Like, everyone was kind of taking it in the way that you were calling me a pedophile. So, like,
I mean, because let's be real. Let's be real. He was calling him a pedophile. There's no two ways about it. He's calling him a pedophile. Cheddar said Jenna only did this one time. Saint said, "Cop, I hit my wife only one time." Not 100% phrasing, but 95%. Oh yeah, I mean, that is literally calling him a wife beater. Then, did you know Maggie sells body pillows of her VTuber model? No, but that's fucking weird. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah, but that's sort of it. Here's the thing, right? This is considered as a joke, right? But here's the thing, though.
It wasn't a joke.
I don't think it's like basically what Jenna said.
It's not a joke. He didn't make it be out to be a joke. Saint said it with maliciousness with his chest. You can link it? No, I don't. I've heard about it and I trust you enough.
He was back into the corner.
And this is the guy. This is the creator that Jenna's glazing the shit out of. Jenna's glazing the fuck out of her. I wonder why.
That's not a joke. This is not. The fact that Saint's trying to downplay this as a fucking joke is absolutely insane. This is not a joke. That's just, you're just going after someone. I don't think he means it. I don't think he means it either. Cillian, I also don't think he means it. But it really doesn't matter with things like that, if you mean it or not. Because people are going to take your word for it and people are going to run with it.
I wonder what their DMs look like. I wonder what their DMs look like.
Can we talk about one thing that I'm so fucking sick of? I am so sick of all of these fucking content creators, and I do the same thing, and I've been trying to be better about it. I'm sick of all these content creators saying something, and then they repeat the exact same thing they just said. Have you guys noticed this? I do the same thing a lot. I do the same thing, but I acknowledge it, and I'm trying to get better about it. But the amount of people who continually go, they say one thing, and then they say it again, literally 2 seconds later, come on, man, like... I understand streaming's hard. I understand you just did it. I'm trying to get reiterate my point though. I don't do it very often, but there's so many content creators out there that do it so fucking much. It's actually kind of insane. And again, I fully acknowledge that I do it. But some of these people do it non-fucking stop with literally everything they say. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. I have trouble saying, does that make sense after a point? I'll say it 100 million times. Yeah. I don't think it's a problem per se. It's not a problem, but it's just silly. It's silly and obnoxious.
Really understand. And I'll just play exactly
All right, let's see this.
what he says here about it, because this is a very odd analogy. And believe me, I understand analogies. I'm not MrPokke. But
see, like people, that was a joke. That was a joke. That wasn't a jab. That wasn't an unprovoked sort of deal. That was just a little joke, a little fun banter. Right? Like, people need to understand that sometimes, like, the context matters of what people are saying. That was a joke. That was a little bants.
This seems a little bit ridiculous to me, right? And I'll make it a bit bigger, make it so you can still see him there. So some people in chat were like, well, you're saying this over one thing, and they were defending me, right? Let me turn this up. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear it fine.
He did that one time. Yeah. Hey, officer, I just beat my wife one time. I don't have a problem. Yeah, I just beat my wife a single time.
So this isn't about a chatter. Who said this was about a chatter? Because you saying it was about a chatter, you got to get your head checked, brother. You got to get your head checked, brother, because it is very clear he is talking about genocide. He's not talking about a chatter, brother. This is against genocide, my guy. There's no two ways about it. He's reading something a chatter said, sure. But he's making a parallel to saying, oh, it's genocide.
What is that analogy? That's not even like an
analogy.
This
was about a chatter. I'm getting one guy. It was one guy in chat that said it was about a chatter. It was Wartka. Wartka, man, you gotta get your head checked, Wartka. You gotta get your head checked, brother, because that is not about a chatter.
Like, I don't even understand what he's going for here.
Yeah, so most definitely not about a chatter. That was about genocide. He was making a pretty shitty parallel or comparison, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Very shitty of him to do.
No wonder he has 6 Brosia. At this point, Bros talked way too much shit. Bros passively, aggressively said way too much shit. I almost don't care. I almost don't care. The masks are...
He almost doesn't care, but he's farming
off.
My point is sort of this, right? My point is sort of this. I never want to make my own personal channel and branding ever get to this point? You know, if I find
Yet here
myself
we
a
are,
day
exactly.
where I'm like insinuating my other content creators, you know, I insinuate they're a pedophile, you know, I insinuate they're an abuser and everything. Then I would never want to see myself in this situation, right? What, like the craziest thing I've said is greedy and stupid, power creep, you know, global passive moral compass, and I feel like
Hi,
at the end
Fred.
of the day, to basically put things into perspective, it's not something that I would ever imagine would come out from my mouth, essentially, right? And to my knowledge as well, you know, this person, this Sinondes, right? Sinondes, he basically felt that I've done irreparable damage to his reputation ever since the Hoyo deserves our apology, where it was basically mocking him for the whole Kurobot thing, right? Like I've done irreparable damage to his image, his community.
Which is fucking crazy to me that Saint is crying that MrPokke has ruined his career and that he's damaged his brand. I think so many people have done that. I think MrPokke has also done that as well, where they go, "Oh my god, all this thing you're saying about me, you're ruining my image." It's a parody. Watch it. No, I know it's a parody. It's so funny that these content creators always cry about this. You're ruining my image. Stop it. No, my image is being ruined. No, stop it. Meanwhile, they continue to do content creation as a full-time career. They average good enough CCV to make it a full-time career. You're ruining my image. Please stop it.
For labeling him as a
Please,
cool
no more my image.
It's my fault.
Like, shut the fuck up.
I'm
Shut
sorry?
the fuck up with that stuff, man.
Yep. I'm sorry for making Sentontes' image within the Warring Waves community get fucked up, right?
MrPokke doesn't need to apologize for this. That's... Yo, Tillian, thank you so much for the tier 1. Appreciate it, man.
Whether or not you want to label it for yourself as a Kurobot, because that's basically what you label on the stream, right? It's not my say to determine if you are or not a Kurobot. Alright, that's up to you. And the content that you are producing.
I mean, come on, let's be real. We all know Santa's a Kurobot. There's no two ways about it. We all know it. It is
Right.
what it is.
And I think if that was the thing that bro wanted, right? Because I label him a Kurobot and I ruin his reputation. Yep, there it is. But everything that comes after that, you know, I don't think it takes like a genius to know that if you're willing to say these kind of things to other people, it's more like a sooner or later thing that's gonna happen regardless. And I don't think
Yep.
a content creator who dedicates the entire stream psychoanalyzing a clip or a VOD or a tweet or a stream or a video for 6 hours, I don't think that's, me personally, I don't think that's enjoyable. And I would never
No,
ever want to
I
let
agree.
my content go into that length where my streams are involving around
Who's the
critiquing
Menpicker of
other content
Wizardry?
creators, critiquing their
It sure
guides,
fucking makes.
critiquing
I
their
missed my
clips,
dailies yesterday.
critiquing them slamming the table, right? Critiquing all these things. I just don't give a damn, you know? There are like so many content creators in the world, and respectfully, I'm not getting paid to be that therapist, you know? I'm not getting paid to say, oh, what he's doing is wrong.
Yep.
Boo.
He's on to
That's not- I just
something
want to pay
there.
my game, man. And I find it kind of commendable that that is his purpose, right? Just going around and critiquing and analyzing, which is why I mentioned, you know, I think bro needs therapy. But if he finds enjoyment in that, then so be it, right?
Yep.
I think that's pretty much all I have to say. As of effect, right now, if any one of my chat, right, for both YouTube and Twitch or Discord or whatever place, right, you guys want to send a link. Yo, do you see XYZ talk about you? Do you see this video? Do you see this tweet? Do you see this stream or this clip, right? Anyone sends any of these videos,
free 5 seconds.
I don't need it. Because it's very, very simple, right? If another content creator is saying or doing all these things, but it's not to my face directly, then it's for themselves. It's for content farming. Right? Because if they really did give a shit, DMs are always open, you know what I'm saying? So they never intended to go down this weird path of like, oh, I'm trying to make this guy look like he's you know, fix his mistakes. I can fix it.
Usually
It was
speaking,
never
I
about
support
that.
shouldn't do the most. Same.
Never. It is with the intention to instigate and to farm.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, if they don't have anything to say to my face and they want to do it in their own communities, then they let them be, right? Let them be.
That's a very mature take, and that's sort of how I have that's like my take on the situation. That like I really don't care that much if people want to talk about me on their streams or people have like opinions of me on their streams. I truly don't care. You know, say what you want to say, unless it's like something egregious, right? If it's anything like normal, like bullshit banter, whatever. But just in general, like who fucking cares?
Tectone believes in like the ideology where public matters, right? If someone makes a public video, a public tweet, a public stream, it should be addressed publicly. I don't think that's necessary for me. Maybe I haven't faced the allegations that are like that severe, right? Like being called a rapist or pedophile, whatever, to the point where I feel like I need to actually address this. Otherwise, there'll be like, you know, law-breaking things. Right? It's never really that deep. It's a gacha game. You have to play gacha games. You want to talk about power creep, you want to talk about meta. You know, it's just really not that deep.
The
So,
clip that Pokke
as long as I'm
apologizes saying, calling him a
Doing my
Kurobot.
own things, right? As long as I'm like playing my Epic 7, playing my Honkai
I
Star
don't
Rail,
know.
playing all these things.
Who knows? Probably
Even
not.
if drama
Because
wants
this
to
just came out an
confine
hour
and influence
ago.
me based on whatever things I say, all right? Let's just say one day I say, oh my god, Honkai Star Rail has no power creep problem. Oh my god, Honkai Star Rail's this unit is so good, right? Everybody should pull this unit. Oh my god, global passive again, just pull for the global passive. And then people want to cancel me, right? People want to take it to Twitter, oh, why is saying so bad? This guy's
Nobody wanted to, he's being a little, he's misrepresenting the point a little bit here. Nobody wanted to cancel MrPokke because he was deciding to pull on the global passive. Nobody wanted to cancel him because he was a hypocrite. Nobody wanted to cancel MrPokke, period. I think saying that people wanted to cancel me because of my takes is a bit disingenuous. Nobody was going out of their way. Maybe Saint was. Maybe Saint. I don't know. But generally speaking, nobody is trying to cancel MrPokke. It's just a matter of calling them out and making them try to see where we're coming from when we call them out. Saint's chat canceling him? I mean, maybe. Saint does say that as long as MrPokke has shit takes, he will keep farming him. Yeah, nobody cares.
standing up for the company or whatever.
I don't even think, even with how much Saint hates MrPokke, I don't think he's trying to cancel him. Legitimately do. I don't think Saint has done anything which has led to them Saint pointing that he wants to cancel him. I think that we just want to critique him. I think it's an interesting talking point, but I don't think anyone was trying to go out of their way to cancel. Maybe I'm wrong,
Okay.
but generally speaking.
Sure. It's like they're not saying to me, right? They're saying it to the community. And if they don't want to say it to me, I don't need any of my chatters. I don't need anyone to tell me, hey, yo, MrPokke, do you see what this guy said about me? If they want to say it, they can say it to my face, right? And I think that by implementing this step, not just for my own channel, but for everyone's channel, across our streams, right? All these instigator chatters, right? Hey, do you see X, Y, Z? Because that's what they want, They want all these streamers to look at themselves and like, oh my God,
cool.
Let's have them go at it. It's entertaining, right? It's fun, right? I feel like if all streamers adopt this measure of okay, this CC is talking shit behind my back. Here's the link. If people are not aware of these CCs talking behind their back, then it's just gonna make it look like this guy that's shit talking you behind your back. He's gonna look like the crazy one, right? He's gonna look like the guy that is unhinged, schizo, analyzing, character assassination, and he can just be in his own world essentially, right? Which has been going on for the past couple of months, and I really don't think it just stems from the fact that I called him a crowbot one time. Just let them be, right? Yeah, I think that is the best resolution to all of the dramas going forward, and it will also lead to the result
huge.
of
I love this.
I want to see content like this, essentially. I myself, as a viewer, I want to see content like this. I want to see spending $1,000 for characters, right? I want to see, before you pools and everything. That's what I want to see.
Sure.
And if I want to look at, drama stuff and everything, I might as well play Epic 7, right? And I also want my...
I mean, he's got a point. The vast majority of people and viewers don't want to see the drama. Yeah, it gets views and it gets clicks, but those aren't the type of people that are going to hang around your community after the fact, right? It's the perfect example of when I do content covering drama and stuff like that. It's you naturally get an inflated viewer count. I remember I had almost 1,000 viewers a few weeks ago when I was covering the first MrPokke and Saint blow up, right? But those aren't the type of people that are going to stick around. Those aren't the people that are going to hang out with me and have conversations and talk about my day and talk about their day and hang out with and play a game with me and things like that. Those are the people that are only there for the drama, right? These are not the people that you want necessarily around you and want in your community. I just watched, and he did apologize, but he still called Saint the dog. We're 23 minutes in, and he hasn't called Saint the dog yet.
To be molded,
or unless maybe he calls him a dog later on, but he hasn't called him a dog yet.
And just, if you do like to see drama on this channel, then unfortunately there won't be any more, man. There just won't be any more. Because I'm gonna remove all the links. And if you guys want to send it to me, and if these content creators have never DM me to my face or say anything or give me a call or anything, then I will just take it that you're trying to instigate something, right? And then going forward, I hope that I genuinely hope that
tectone
these kind of things don't happen, right? And
unless it's gonna happen in the next 4 minutes, it hasn't happened yet.
That's the best.
Unless I missed it, I could have missed it.
I don't know what else I can do, truly. So to wrap up this entire video, I'm gonna be cleaning everything up. I mean, I think we already cleaned everything up, right? If in the future I were to give comments oh, HSR's story is better than Warring Wave's story. Warring Wave's power creep is less than HSR. Or this banner unit is more predatory than the other banner unit. And you want to fucking cancel me?
No one's trying to cancel you, man.
Right? Womp. Okay, cancel me then. Right? I just don't want to engage in these kind of things anymore. It's pointless. And if you think that what I said is wrong over a fucking gacha game, I suggest playing some real gacha games. You know, like literally going to war over power creep in Hongai Star Rail is fucking ridiculous. Why is that a power creep?
I do understand where he's coming from, and I do acknowledge that situations like that like really got blown out of proportion, and I think it is silly that it gets so blown out of proportion, right? Bro, he almost got canceled because he said Jin Yang cramp. I don't think he got canceled though. I think you guys throw around the word cancel. People throw around the word canceling so fucking much nowadays. People truly don't understand what it means to be canceled. People throw around the word, like people say crash out and cancel. Those are the two words that people just throw around for zero reason nowadays. Like canceling and crash out. Nobody, there's no one in the gacha space that has gotten canceled except for maybe Atsu. I think maybe Atsu got canceled, right? Atsu probably got canceled. Envy didn't even really get canceled. Same with the PDF word, yet it's just PNGs. I disagree with that. I think CCs need to stop being gaslit by bad actors in chats. True. Envy Tashed. I don't even think MTash got canceled. Poke had a legit crash out though. No, he didn't. Saya, did you only watch the first minute of Saint's video? Did you not see the full context of it? Unless you're talking about that, but I don't think Poke has ever really necessarily like super duper crashed out. From Tectone himself, he said he saved Poke from being canceled for his Jin Yan takes. I also think Tectone maybe throws around the word cancel a little bit too much. And maybe I don't have the full context of the situation. Isn't losing your career equivalent to canceling? Losing your career is not the equivalent to canceling. Being canceled means you've done something so you said or done something so damaging to your career that it literally ended it. MTash still has a career, guys. As much as we hate to admit it, MTash still has a career. Do you think all those matters because of simple power creep debate? I don't think so myself. Oh yeah, I got off on a tangent there. I do think it is kind of crazy how far the power creep discussion went, but I will acknowledge that MrPokke did really he really added fuel to the fire a lot of the times. For me, it's also hard to see because Pokke looked too mad. He looked mad, but he was also doing a bit, right? Do you guys remember a few weeks ago when I got super duper angry? I don't even remember what I was. I got super duper angry about something, and I stood up and I threw my arms out and I walked around the room and I was like, oh, I'm so angry. And then I came back to my seat and I said, guys, I'm not really that angry. It was a bit. I was just doing a little bit of acting. It was a little bit of entertainment. There was some truth in it, right? I don't want to sit here and say Poke didn't have a little bit of truth in it, but it was very clearly obvious a little bit of a bit. Calling it a crash out, calling it, oh, he's so fucking angry. No. Again, a little bit of truth in it. He probably was a little upsetty spaghetti, but it wasn't a fucking crash out.
Outside of power creep. Well, you can't 3 stars, so you lose 1 pool. You lose half a pool. Right? So, yep. That's pretty much it going forward.
Oh yeah, Saint did that incredibly on purpose. Saint went out of his way to include that in the first minute without the context because he knows that that a lot of people don't watch until the 15-minute mark to really understand what the full context of it is. He definitely did that to put him in a bad light.
Zone 0 after this. I want to try out this brand new game, Expedition 33. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be turn-based. I've got Dark Souls and everything. And going forward for my channel, you know, I do think that this should be the end. This should be the end. And I don't want to go back to this ever again. And if by some way, somehow, if like people are going to say really like fucking diabolical shit. Like, let's be real, guys. If Xenones was going to call me a pedophile, I don't think I'm going to sit there and take it, right? But if it's over a take, like power creep, you know, moral compass, you know, I mean, like, okay, or whatever, right? Because especially if these people, they were like supposed to be my friends. If you are my friend, right, you would DM me, right?
To be fair, Poke was doing the Bang Poke impression and had a heavy Singaporean accent in it. Yeah, but I don't think there was anything wrong with that. He was doing a little bit of a bit, and like acting super angry, upset. Like again, there was some truth to it, but I look at the Saint video with the subs. It does say Tectone also called him a dog, so most likely referring to Saint. I think you're looking at a different video, Saya. Feels right in your mouth. I've been doing it.
If what I said on Twitter, on YouTube, on my stream, if it offends you, you would DM me about it. You wouldn't spin into like a 20-30 minute video or like a 2 or 3 hour stream and fuck out of this, right? You would tell me about it and then we can talk like actual grown as adults. Otherwise, I'll just take it. You have no good intention. You wanted to farm for your own channel to begin with, and there's no reason for me to engage with you ever.
Are you telling me right?
And anyone that trusts game to engage, which is why I mentioned just now, like the links, right? The chatters. There's no reason for you to be here as well, because I just don't want any part of it. So, yep, these are my raw thoughts. I didn't have a script as well. I'm very chill. I'm very cool, and that is pretty much it. Right, I think at the end of the day, okay, I'm just flexing for fun, right? At the end of the day, I want to end stream. I want to press end stream. I want to look at the video, And I want to take a look at, okay, it was a great stream today, guys. I'm glad that I enjoyed myself. I'm glad that my community enjoyed themselves. And I would never want to end a stream where I feel like, ah, shit, man, what the fuck was I even streaming for? Because that's what I felt like I did.
I feel
yesterday. Like what's the fucking point of like the entire stream yesterday minus the minus the final little bit where we play epic 7, right? That was a good part of the stream, right? And I don't want to feel that way anymore because like it is a genuine waste of time, right? Dogs are gonna bark, right? Maybe people are gonna say whatever the fuck they maybe want to say, and if they want to continue doing that, then so be it. That's pretty much it. Peace.
No, that was a very fucking good video.
This video that
Very fucking good. Obviously, if you guys want to check out the video, here's the link to the video. I think Pokke is really... I hope that he does a lot of introspective, like, looking at himself. I really hope that he follows what he's talking about here. I hope he doesn't get baited and doesn't get farmed again into drama. I wouldn't be surprised if Saint makes a video on this. Probably Saint's going to make a video on this. I would bet my bottom dollar he will. But all Pokke has to do is has to commit to what he's talking about here. I think he's on a really good path. 100% Saint is not going to take the receipts part very well. He won't. He won't 100%. I do think that Pokke legit does what he does and focuses on his content while Saint continues. It's going to be a good look for him. And bad for Saint. Oh, I completely agree. I think if Pokke really stays true to what he says in this video and Saint doesn't, I completely agree. But otherwise, that was a very fucking good video. That was a very good video. I'm shooting MrPokke a message right now. Let's make out. True, I did just tell him let's make out. I sincerely do hope he stays true to what he's talking about here. If he does, mad props. Mad fucking props.